Oh no, I think my video might have cut out there. Anyway, another view of these things. So that is definitely a rental. It's got a scan code on top. There's another one right over there that's just like it. I kind of dig it. They're cool. Re-hooking up my mic. I should now be mic'd back up. Looking good. Let's go. Let's go. Whew. I don't think the Ariel rider liked that. Oh well. I lost power there for a second after doing that little bitty hop. Could be a hall sensor loose again. Ooh, I hate that. I've been plagued with hall sensor errors. I hate them. I hope that's not it. Here we go. Pedal assist 3. Oh goodness. Whew. I had a turkey sandwich earlier while I was working, and it almost came up the wrong pipe right there. Maybe I'm a little too aggressive today. Turkey sandwich coming back up probably would not be great. Don't think I'd like the taste of that. Maybe I'll learn how to edit video soon. I've actually got a chest harness coming in probably today that will help me record better video. In other news, I sprung for, gosh, don't tell my wife. I found something called, what is it called? Give me a minute to think. Battery blender. And the battery blender apparently lets you run unequal batteries in tandem, more or less. So it starts out by draining charge from the greater battery, and then when the charge gets low enough, it engages both batteries. And then when the charge gets too low, it disengages the greater battery. And at that point, you should turn the greater battery off, which my battery does have an off switch. I think it's once you're down to like 30% or whatever, at some point I'll have to learn. You should turn off your big battery. But as far as, and the one I got doesn't let you charge them both through one port. I got the cheaper one where I'll still have to charge them separately, but I don't care. What I mainly care about is not having to open up my controller box anymore. So with that, I won't have to open up my controller box anymore. Is that? I can't tell what that says from here.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, it's broken. That's the problem. Hang on. Come on. Yeah, it's broken. We had a broken light, had to help some joggers across. So anyway, the battery blender, oh, I can't wait. It was $150, and I forget where I bought it from, but I'll probably go ahead and link it. I'm just buying things like a fool here lately. But $150, and I won't have to open up my controller box anymore. And actually, according to the other video I watched, which seems to have it's a little more markety, commercially, like trying to sell the thing, they didn't mention like how it works, or how you might want to turn off the bigger battery at some point. They didn't talk about any of that. So to me, that's a little concerning. I mean, if there are constraints, you should be aware of it. I think what happened is this is actually like a $10 part that they soldered XT60 pieces onto. I forget what it's called. I'm not an electrician at all, but some kind of multi-phase adapter or some widget, whatnot. So it's actually $150 is a little outrageous considering it's a 3D printed piece of plastic. But I'll tell you what, I don't solder very well. My son does, but getting him to engage and do it would be problematic because he has zero interest. So if you don't have the skill set to make your own thingamajig to do the thing, well, that creates your demand, and my means outweigh, the cost of my demand, so I bought the thing. Now, you may not be so inclined. Thank you. And you may decide that you'd rather put one together on your own, and that's great. But for me, I found it a little more appropriate to just go ahead and spend the cash. Now, enough about you. Let's talk more about me. I always feel like these conversations are a little one-sided. I have not always made a lot of money. As a matter of fact, right now I don't even make a lot of money. But for a kid who went through a little bit of starvation and a little bit of relocation and some foster parenting and having issues at home and not always having much of anything, and then with being an adult, when I had my basic restaurant jobs, I felt like a king. Like, honestly, I'm working at Hardee's or Long John Silver's, and I'm thinking I made it because of how poor I was sometimes as a kid. Considering where I came from, I am very wealthy by those standards. So $150 off of, one of my credit cards, which is bad because I'll pay back $230 from that $150. But my point is I was able to do it, so I did it. I'm not a starving child begging for pizza at Little Caesars at close time anymore. Woo! There's a crutch back there. do. Do. I find myself at a loss for words. It's not as beautiful as yesterday, only it is, just in its own way. This is a different kind of thing. It's got its own humidity and its own taste, and its own feel. It's a different day than yesterday. I wouldn't say this is the perfect day for a bike ride, but it's not too cold either. Or maybe just, in my mind, every day is the perfect day for a bike ride. Just the circumstances around that bike ride might change. I may stop labeling these Ariel Rider X-Class videos. Comment in my comments if you want me to stop doing that, because to me it's going to become less about the X-Class and more about my adventures on the X-Class. So, given that what it is, I feel like it's almost false advertising. We keep on saying, Ariel Rider X-Class, lunchtime ride, part 1 of 2. I don't want anyone to feel like they're going to get an overview of the Ariel Rider X-Class every time I go on a stupid bike ride. Because that's just not likely to happen. Nor is it what I want to do. I'm not their shill. I'm not their marketing tool. Now, from the view above yesterday, I should be able to ride along here and eventually get off at a low area. Of course, now we got people trimming, which I did not count on. Ooh, that seems a little too steep. I'll go around. Okay, not today. Not today, Cunningham. I'm going to have some fun getting back up that hill. Yeah, that's... The ravine is a little too much. I don't want to get down there and have to drag the bike up out of it. I'm strong enough to, and the dang thing's got the throttle after all, but that's not the point. The point is fun. Woo! There we go. On the road again. Oh yeah, there was more trimming up ahead. I could have never made it anyway, even if I got past that guy. It would have been a case of more obstacles. They got down branches piled up. So it's just a case of not today. But yeah, I definitely see the route from up here. The new experience. Hell, that looks slopey enough to go down right here. Little bottom out at the end. Still where I wanted to be, kinda. Not the full route, but I didn't realize it mellowed out there too. And I think this is the mellow out point that I decided would be my escape. If not there, then somewhere similar. Woo! Trying to not get stuck below the curb. Bam! Alright, that was not as fun as I wanted. Hey, look at that. I've never done that before. That was fun. I like that. And now we're over at my favorite spot. Not really my favorite spot, but you know. Spot I've been doing lately. Way up top. Okay. Very cool. That was fun. That wasn't me. Someone else peeled out around here. I did, however, leave a nice stain in the grass unexpectedly one day, but I think it was just extra muddy. Like, I bet a dirt biker could have did the same thing on a normal mountain bike. They would have had to pedaled hard, put out that 300 watts, but they could have left the mark on the grass too. So it's not like this isn't light. Man, this thing handles so much better than my old bicycle that I won't mention in this moment. Like, the handling is just that much superior. Like, it's worth mentioning. With the other one, it had like stalk handlebars where they would come up on a stalk. And I think that was great for riding position if you're a commuter. But if you're doing some of the stuff that I'm doing right now, that probably wasn't a good fit for those stalk handlebars. I was probably being a little idiotic. That looks like it'll gradually slope down up here. So yeah, so anyway, don't want to talk about the serious stuff in my life on these rides. Let's just say maybe I like to get away. The perfect escape. I haven't played my MMO. I'm all up in this MMO. Oh my goodness, it's called City of Heroes, and it came back to life. It was gone for like several years, and then somebody figured out how to get the servers back online, and I play the hell out of City of Heroes. If you play, I'm veteran level over 850 on one of my characters, if that means anything to you. It probably doesn't. I guess if I want people to know about that, I should post some content about City of Heroes on a non-bike ride. But in my opinion, City of Heroes is one of the best games that was made ever. Before that, I was playing Diablo 2, and after City of Heroes sunsetted, I started playing Diablo 3. Diablo 3 held my interest for maybe 2 years before I just, which that's a long time. Diablo 3 is repetitive, so I mean it's badly repetitive, and City of Heroes is too. If you're veteran level 850, everything becomes repetitive at some point, but City of Heroes is actually a very content-rich game. The Homecoming team is doing an awesome job with it. And it's completely free. It's donation-driven, so if you don't want to donate, you don't have to. They always meet their quota within hours. Like when they post up their donation, because they're not-for-profit. They're basically like a video game museum. Oh, I am so glad my bike isn't that loud. Anyway, they're like a not-for-profit museum of the video game, more or less, is the right way to look at it. So they take donations to keep the servers running, and where they meet that donation, that's that. None of them make a dime off of it as far as I can tell. They just love the game as much as I do, and they keep it running, and I'm appreciative of that. I dabbled in making my own server, and I was successful at that. What I was not successful in was getting my server populated with players. So just getting a server up and running and doing some custom mods to it and whatever, that's not enough to get players. What players are more interested in is knowing that their characters are going to be around. Like, you're not going to run a server for a few months like I did, which, granted, that's because it didn't become populated. But they don't want someone to run a server for a few months and then drop and then their characters are gone without a SQL export or any way to transfer to another server. And Homecoming actually is several servers. I don't know if they're all using the same technology or not. They've linked the login logger to all the servers, and you can openly transfer your characters a number of times between those servers. It's like, even if they did say, we're running low on funds, we're gonna have to shut down a server, they could just pick the lowest population server, and you could then transfer your characters onto a higher population server, and that wouldn't be a big thing. And that's if donations ever start to sag, which at the rate we're going, that's not going to happen. I suspect that game will be available for the next 15 years, easy. I wish people wouldn't park their work trucks on the bike trail. Just an opinion. Maybe they've got important things to do right there. I don't know. But if they don't have to be there, couldn't he have parked a little bit off the bike trail maybe? I don't know. Just an annoyance. We set up all these expensive bike trails, and then non-stop there's all kinds of just city workers parked on them. Which they got to do their jobs, and I do cover a lot of miles in a day. So maybe my encounter with it is just more frequent than other people's. But if that could be avoided, like this guy up here, where did he park before the bike trail? That's my question. Where did you park before the bike trail? Where? Go park there. Because the bike trail's only been here for a couple of years. Pardon me? I don't know if you could hear my bell, but I was chiming my bell as hard as the bell will chime. And Mr. Man is doing an Ed, and Eddie and just going to walk right in front of my bicycle. And I don't know what to do about that. Maybe he had his tunes in. I didn't realize I was coming this way, but here I am. Okay. I guess my internal alarms are going off. Lunch only lasts so long.